Now then, back to our fantasy square. I'm loving it. I had started with the orange in the previous video that I was recording, and I've gone back since and put in some green to break up the orange because I was like, oh, that's going to be a lot of orange. So I really like the green. I think it stands out well. I think it adds a good transition. So we're just going to continue that today. We're going to continue with the green, and with this fuzzy, I will recommend using a larger needle. The fuzzy strand itself is not very thick, but because of the fuzzies, it kind of distresses in the material going through the material, and a smaller needle does not make a big enough hole to keep it from almost shaving off all the fuzzy stuff on it when you're entering it through the material. So to keep the fuzzy look, I would recommend using a larger needle. Like I think this is a size 3 embroidery needle. You could even do a tapestry needle or even a size 1 embroidery needle. But you would want, the bigger eye and the larger shaft to keep the thread from losing its fuzzy when you're doing this. So that would be my recommendation after giving this a go and not knowing what to expect at first. So I'm going to chop this off a piece. And it is a little tricky to get threaded, even though, oh, and look at that. That was easier than the last time I tried to do this. So it's going to make me a liar. Um, but the fuzzies previously have been an issue with trying to get it threaded because usually there's a fuzzy right on the end that does not want to go into the needle, so it knocks everything else out from going into the needle. So I started with my green here, so I guess I'll continue it down through here. And I've got to come back with my orange and continue my orange here. So I guess I'll do green here and green here. And then I'm going to come up over here and I'm going to do orange over here. So that should give us a good, oh, and I'll do green. I forgot about this little section here. So I'll do green here, and here, and then finish that out. And then we'll do the orange and then finish out the orange here. And that'll have this square done. And again, I'm doing herringbone stitch on this one, and I like the look of it. I mean, it looks really cool. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but I think it's turning out really well. I'm excited. This piece just looks like tons of fun. So we're going to continue that. Decide which direction I want to start with. I left off over here, so we'll come back in over here. I think I'm going to have to put my thimble on. Catch the corner. There we go. Of that. Catch that corner. And guys, I've got something to show you, and I'm excited about it. Um, I know we've discussed how my brain does not like when there's no pattern and symmetry. So I found a hack, and I actually didn't find it. I was told about it. I have to get my thimble. I was told about being able to find crazy quilt patterns um, online. Free PDF, download printable PDF files for crazy quilts. And I was like, ooh, so excited. Um, so I found some. I just Googled crazy quilt free PDFs and got some, like found them, got them. So I downloaded some to my computer, printed them off, and then I picked one of the ones that I found and printed, and I have now used it to do my next square. So I'll show you guys that in just a minute. And I know I was telling you about the weather the other day being, even though it's October, it was still hot here. It's in the 80s. Well, fall has finally arrived in the South, and it has been chilly, quite chilly. And I don't do chilly. I'm not a cold weather person. Have never been a cold weather person. I am very much a southern girl. I like the warm. I like the warm weather. So I'm not loving, and that's why I'm congested is, well, for one, the weather has changed and it's turned off cool, and it seems like every time the weather changes this year, I get congested. But we also are running our heat now at night, especially because it, during the day it's getting up in the 60s, which is not too terrible, but it's still cold to me. I'm not, if it's below 72, I'm cold. Um, but my husband and I greatly differ on that and disagree on that. So, he would be fine if we didn't have the heat on at all, but I would freeze to death if we didn't have the heat on. So he graciously concedes so that I don't freeze. And so the heat's been on at night, and but turning the heat on, most of you know, it dries out the air, and drying out the air just makes all of my congestion that I get from the different season changes, it just seems to make it worse. So hopefully after about a week of battling this and like just getting my body re-regulated to whatever the current weather's doing, I'll be back to normal and be fine. Actually, I just want to go there. It's still too close to the edge. I still have to tack down my edges. Okay, I had to go get a cough drop real quick. I will try to keep it still in my mouth so it doesn't pick up in the audio. So, guys, I need your opinion on something else as well. Not just the color in the dinosaur square. I've been adding in just a little bit of background music to my videos. Um, just because I'm here at work and for most of them, and there's a lot of traffic noise and stuff, so I kind of felt like the background music kind of helped drown out the the traffic noise when I add that in, and if the air conditioner, which now the heater, kicks on, then it would drown that out as well, or kind of help mask it a little bit. So I had a lady leave a comment saying that she liked my video, but she had to quit watching because the background noise was so distracting, which I don't. Like it's very, very muted. It's very turned down in the background. So I didn't think it was very loud. So if anybody else would like to weigh in on that and just let me know, that would be greatly appreciated because obviously if it's distracting, I don't want to, keep putting it in there. So, but anyways, just let me know your thoughts on that. I would appreciate it. I had one lady tell me that she had a hard time hearing me, and I think what I was doing, I have a tendency to mumble to myself just in my thought process. So I think it was just the fact that I was just mumbling to myself and not really having a conversation or talking about anything. So I'm trying to do better about that. I'm trying not to mumble and have a conversation with myself. Oh, I got it upside down. I really like that. That is turning out so good. So I'm just going to finish off this little part and do this little part, and then come over here and do this little part and finish out this little part in orange and that in orange. And we'll be done. How awesome. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm gonna add any embellishments to this. I feel like the fuzzy is kind of big enough embellishment to it. And I'm going to have to do some sound editing for sure on this one. I am rolling this cough drop around in my mouth no matter how hard I try to leave it still. So I'm going to have to fix that because I feel like these headphones are going to pick that up real bad. Oh, can you not see that? I don't. There's quite a bit of distance. I don't want to travel with that. So I'll just tie that off. Has anybody read any good books lately? I just finished one. It's not new. It's a little bit older, I believe. And I think it came out this year, just not this month. But it's The Last Dragon of the East or in the East. The Last Dragon of the East, I believe. Anyway, it's fantasy, which you could probably tell by the name. But it's Asian-based mythology. Very well done. I really enjoyed it. It was very, very interesting. I do like the different mythologies from different cultures and stuff. So when fantasies bring in all those different elements, I really like that. So this one was a very, very well done dragon um, fantasy with an Asian base, and I like that. Let's see. Go around that corner. I didn't do that exactly right. I went too far out with that first or that last stitch, so I kind of had to angle it back in. Don't judge me too harshly on that. Alrighty, there. I think we're done with the green. So now to finish out the orange, and this little square will be done. I'm so excited. Moving right along with my crazy quilt. And now I gotta go answer the phone. Be right back. Okay. Oh, I thought I had finished that up, but I hadn't. I'd run to answer the phone. So does that has all of the green done, so now I'm gonna finish up the orange, and I think this piece will be done. I'm so excited. I'm sorry, did I pull that out the frame? Okay, that little piece done. I will go around the outside after I pull out all of my tacking or basting stitches and just, running stitch around the outside for all those edges, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. I just thought it could wait this time, I guess. Which direction do I want to go? should have finished that off before that last stitch, but we'll make it work. Well, I almost had enough. So I just need a little bit more. There. That'll be enough. And I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. This thread does not have metallic or glitter in it. It is an iridescent kind of material in there. That's what gives it its kind of almost shimmery but reflective look is kind of more accurate. That the iridescence in it reflects the light instead of just being sparkly on its own. There's no glitter, and again, no metallic. It's just a fun thread. And an interesting one to stitch with. It doesn't really tangle, but it will kind of get stuck on itself, so it like tries to pull itself through holes, and then it kind of picks up fuzz and other stuff. So it's not really had any trouble with it tangling, just wanting to kind of pull the middle of itself through holes before the rest of it gets through holes. And just like that, it's done. The fantasy square is done. So I pulled out all the basting stitches or tacking stitches, and then I went around the edge and just put a running stitch around the edge. My daughter called, so that cut off the end of the last video where I was just finishing up this last stitch anyway, so not a big deal there. So I went ahead while I was on the phone with her and took out all the basting stitches and started doing the running stitches around the edge. And then took a break, ate lunch, had some customers, finished up the running stitch, and yeah, just doing. So that's that. So I just wanted to share the lovely results of my finished fantasy square. I hope you guys love it. Let me know what you think. Yay, I'm so excited. One down, one less to do.